Excuse me, Mr.
Well, Bob,
Would you
I am going to talk about, what are you talking about? Let's talk about that.
Good evening. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Bolingbrook Village Board order. And we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, and I'd like to ask Samantha Joy Smith to help me with leading the pledge.
Mommy, come up here.
Please. Come here, you're so excited. No, right there. Right there, she's so excited. All right,
Okay.
you got
Great.
it. You can't get nervous, stage fright.
Say aye.
You know. Oh. Last chance, you know it, we practice. Oh, okay, you want me to do it?
We'll let the mother do it.
All right. I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Thank you. Well, we practiced it anyway. Tonight is a very special night in the history of Bolingbrook, for a lot of reasons maybe, but the one in particular is that you see above Attorney Jim Bowen, well, you might want to turn that too, it's kind of crooked a little bit.
Stop moving your chair.
22. Jim is retiring at the end of this month after 22 years of service to the village of Bolingbrook. And I think he's done an outstanding job, and we'll be coming back to that in a moment, but that's why the 22 year is there, and the 34 represents, yesterday I finished 33 years as mayor, so now I'm in my 34th year of mayor of this village. And so we're kind of celebrating that, and of course, Thanksgiving is Thursday, and today is my birthday, and I wanted to share with you the young lady who was up here a minute ago, Samantha Joy, herself made this present for me. It's a miniature eagle. She painted it herself, and she chose to use the Bolingbrook colors on the base, blue and green, matching our flag colors. And of course, what made it real special is on the bottom it's got "To Papa." Thanks, Samantha Joy.
You're welcome.
She's into what, Frozen?
Dr. Seuss.
And tomorrow we're going to see Frozen 2. In case somebody could notice it, you may or may not be able to see it, but I had some oral surgery last week, and I've got a tremendous amount of bruising, so it's not a result of a fist fight or anything. It's just part of the surgical process, and hopefully it'll go away soon. And I'd like to thank Trustee Mary Basta, who for several years people have questioned our Christmas decorations in front as not being as nice as perhaps what it could be. And this year, Mary Basta, I asked her if she would work with Public Works, Lucas Rickelman and Canada, and I think they've done a magnificent job out front. It's probably the best that's looked out there in 15 or 20 years or more. So thank you for spending the time. As I said a moment ago, Jim Bowen is finishing his 23 years here in the village of Bolingbrook. He is retiring. He will not be completely gone. He's going to help us out on several projects that are continuing. And he'll be of counsel with a law firm. So he's going to still be here, but to tell you a little bit about Jim Bowen that some of you may or may not know. First of all, he's probably one of the first people I met when I came to the Bolingbrook area back in 1975. My first week on the job as a district administrator for the Valley View School District. Board member's wife of Valley View School Board, Mary Kibler, she was the wife of Ken Kibler, who was on the board, brought a young man to meet me as a new employee of the Valley View School District. She wanted me to meet the director of Bolingbrook Park District, who was James S. Bone. So that's the first week I was on the job, I met Jim. We certainly saw each other. We were Rotary together for 20 or 30 years. And we did a lot of things socially together. But he then moved out to Kendall County because he and his wife liked horses, and they bought a horse farm out there, and they moved out to Kendall County, where he was a practicing attorney. And he got involved in county government, served 2 terms on the Kendall County Board, and the Kendall County Board, too, saw his leadership ability and made him Kendall County Board Chairman for 4 years? 5 years. At which time he chose to come back to Bolingbrook, which he's always loved Bolingbrook. Came back to Bolingbrook and was in a law firm here in town, Custon Bone. And several years ago, when we lost our village administrator to accepted a position in Missouri, that we posted the position, and I ran into Jim at a social function on a Saturday, I believe, and he told me, asked me to step aside over the side of the room, and I did. He said, "Is the position still open?" Yeah, we're going to close it starting next Tuesday night, work on a replacement. He said, "Well, I'd be interested." On that following Tuesday night, we hired him. And quite frankly, the village of Bolingbrook hasn't looked back since, because of his knowledge. He is probably one of the smoothest operators in terms of dealing with people I've ever seen. And his knowledge of county government, park district government, and village government is unmatched by anyone. And he will truly be missed, although again, he's not leaving, he's staying in the Bolingbrook area, because that's where his family is in part. So I'll look forward to seeing him socially and professionally on occasion also. But Jim, you're all dressed up tonight. We'll be going to Ashbury's afterwards. Anybody can come over. If you're watching, come over and give him his best wishes. Again, he's not leaving, but this is his last night. He'll be sitting at the dais. So Jim, thank you for your service to the village of Bolingbrook. I've known for many years that if Jim Bowen wanted to maybe move to Chicago or some other kind of business, he would be worth a fortune to the development world in terms of working for Prologis or Bridges or any of the bigger firms that are in this town, because of his knowledge of industrial development, residential development, retail development, you name it, he's done it. And we've been partners in this for 22 years, and it's going to be awkward for a while for me. I'll be the first to admit. I'd also like to comment on the tree lighting ceremony we had just a couple weeks ago, a week ago or so, at the Promenade. That was videotaped with the young lady that videotaped or turned on the tree lights. And it's never happened before. I posted it, and it's had 5,400 views in about a week. So very well received, and it was a beautiful evening with this crowd. So next, we have approval of minutes of regular meeting November 12th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Lawler, seconded trustee Basta. Questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The minutes are approved. Approve the agenda, Mr. Bowen.
There are no additions or corrections this evening.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Watts, second trustee Carbonzano. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's approved. We have no appointments to boards or commissions this evening. Reports of give my report, but I will go into the proclamation. With the people, gentlemen from the American Legion, please join me. These gentlemen are from American Legion Post 1288. Proclamation is gifts to Yanks who gave. Hospitalized Veterans Tag Days, November 26th, 2019. Very quickly, I'd like these people to be introduced. Name and branch.
Gregory Palmer, United States Navy.
Herschel Nelson, United States Army.
John David, United States Army, retired.
You retired?
Larry Shaver, United States Marine Corps.
Thank you for coming out this evening, gentlemen. Whereas the American Legion Department of Illinois has conducted the Gifts to Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Gift Program for the past 67 years, and whereas the American Legion Department of Illinois stands preeminent in the successful effort and continuance of this worthwhile program among very few states that still participate in it, Now, whereas the Gifts to Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Tag Days program has enjoyed the cooperation of the American Legion Post auxiliary units and public throughout the entire state of Illinois, and whereas since its inception, this program has delivered over 250,000 gifts on Christmas morning to our Illinois male and female hospitalized veterans who would otherwise be alone and not enjoy the warmth of a home such as we do. Now, therefore, I, Roger C. Clare, Mayor of the Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, will in DuPage County, Illinois, do hereby proclaim November 26th as Gifts to Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Tag Days in the village. And first, will you accepting? Let's say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. As the Mayor said, this Gifts to Yanks Who Gave program was started back in 1944 to make sure that all hospitalized veterans received gifts on Christmas. We here in Bolingbrook do the same, and we help the veterans in Heritage Woods and the other veteran homes, Meadowbrook Manor here in Bolingbrook, and we thank you for your support. Thank you.
Why don't you just pass it down, John? Or you pick it up at the other end?
John, you know how it works. Thank you. I got it.
Next, we have public comment regarding items before the board this evening. Is there anyone here who would like to address the board on anything on the agenda this evening? Seeing none. Bill approval. Exhibit A, $1,728,646.63. Exhibit B, $359,499.68, for a total of $2,088,146.31. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion trustee Jesuit, second trustee Basta. Questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesquith.
Yes.
Tax receipts, August 2019, state income tax, $778,857.04, corresponding to a year ago, of $699,804.34, or 11.3% increase. September 2019 sales tax, $2,993,791.65, corresponding to a year ago of $2,889,033.23, or a 3.6% increase. September 2019 motor fuel tax, $265,002.57, corresponding to a year ago, $175,768.89, for a 50.8% increase, and that is due to the increased gas taxes in Springfield. Our share has been doubled in terms of, or at least this month, in terms of our share of the motor fuel tax collected by the state of Illinois. And the September 2019 state administrative fee, but which a little over a year ago, the State of Illinois General Assembly voted to keep 2% of our sales tax distribution to help balance their budget on our backs, and that was $23,574 this month, about $25,000 a month, $250,000 a year they decided to keep, and we have to find the funds to replace what they kept in Springfield. Classic Springfield move. Motions. First motion this evening to continue an ordinance authorizing notice of contemplated involuntary annexation of certain unincorporated territory at James annexation to the December 17th, 2009 board meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Zarate. The Circuit Court in Will County put a stay on proceeding with this ordinance. That decision has been appealed before continuing with consideration of the ordinance. The village is waiting for a ruling from the 3rd District Appellate Court. So we'll continue it. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesquith.
Yes.
Our first resolution this evening is approving a proposal for renewal of workers' compensation insurance with the Illinois Counties Risk Management Trust, ICRMT. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Jesuit, seconded trustee Watts. This resolution renews the village's workers' compensation policy with the Illinois Counties Risk Management Trust. The village is self-insured for the first $100,000 of each claim, after which the ICRMT umbrella kicks in. This year's premium is increasing by 10.3%, $1,024,716 to $1,130,496 based on claim loss experience. The budget amount is $2,114,941. The difference between the premium and the budget are funds used to cover the self-insured portion. The Finance Committee has reviewed and recommends acceptance. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesler.
Yes.
The next resolution is approving the proposals from Alliant Mesro Insurance Services, renewal of insurance and administrative contracts. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second Trustee Basta. This resolution accepts the renewal proposal from Blue Cross Blue Shield for the village's employees' health and life insurance benefits. The village is self-insured for the first $90,000 of each claim. All current policy expire on December 31st, 2019. The total fixed annual health insurance cost is $1,201,492.68, which is 1.1% reduction from the current cost. The anticipated claim liability is $7,657,988.40, which is included in the SIR. This would be a 1.5% reduction over the current year. The annual fixed cost of the dental program is $19,785.60, and the expected annual claim liability, including SIR, is $388,052, which would be a 1.3% increase. Fort Dearborn Life will continue to provide life, disability, accidental death, and disability insurance coverages. The annual estimated premium is $97,625.91, which is the 3.9% increase over the current year. The total anticipated cost of the employee insurance program is $9,280,144.59. The Finance Committee has again reviewed and recommends approval. And by the way, I mentioned SIR a couple of times. That's a self-insured portion of the policy. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesler.
Yes.
The next resolution approving a purchase of 3 replacement trucks from Curie Motors under the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Jazowitz, second trustee Basta. This resolution approves the purchase of 3 replacement trucks from Curie Motors through the Suburban Purchase Cooperative. All 3 vehicles are 2020 Ford F-250XL 4x4 pickup trucks. The base cost for each vehicle is $29,731. One unit will have a snowplow package added for $5,914. Total cost is $65,376, which is $17,609 under the budget amount of $83,066. Public Service Committee has reviewed and recommends approval. Jim, would you explain the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative?
Yes, the cooperative looks at statewide needs, goes out for bid, and does an umbrella or a grand bid, and then lets individual municipalities sort of leapfrog on or join with them and take advantage of a statewide price, which is what we've done here.
And statewide price, if you're bidding the entire state, people obviously get a better price than we would if we just bid ourselves. So we do that with squad cars and a lot of items. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesler.
Yes.
First order this evening has accompanying planning commission report. It's approval of special use permit for a plan development, inspector and nurses training, 354 North Schmidt Road, Burko, Owasso applicant. Is there a motion to accept the planning commission
So
report?
moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Carpenzano, second trustee Zarate. The way the process works is projects are brought in, goes to the planning commission first. They review the project to see how it conforms with our codes and so forth. They review it, and they make a recommendation and report to this board. So we're looking at planning commission report this evening is to approve this project. So this motion is on the floor to accept the planning commission report. So questions on the planning commission report? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Now we have the accompanying ordinance, which approves a special use permit for a plan development, inspectors, nurses training, 354 North Schmidt Road, text amendment to the zoning ordinance, Article 4, Part 5, Utility District, Village of Bolingbrook applicant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion trustee Lawler, seconded trustee Zarate. Burko Wasu is seeking approval of a special use permit to allow a professional office in 1,200 square feet of tenant space at 354 North Schmidt Road. The business would offer training to become a certified nurse assistant. The space is located in the Riverwoods Plaza, which is Zone B2 Community Retail. Non-sales tax generating business are required to obtain a special use permit to operate in business zone districts. The Planning Commission is again reviewed and recommends approval. The ordinance takes the Planning Commission report, puts it in ordinance form, and now we're going to approve that ordinance. Well, at least the motion is to approve. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpentano.
Yes.
Trustee Jesselson.
Yes.
Next, we have Planning Commission report approval of special use permit for a commercial recreation facility. Is it Crave? Matt? Crab. The Crab Gym, 485 West Mountain Road. Michael Joswick, applicant. Is there a motion on the Planning Commission report?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Basta, seconded by trustee Carpezano to accept the Planning Commission report. Questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Now we have the company ordinance approving a special use permit for a planned development for a commercial recreation facility, the Crab Gym, 45 West Mountain Road. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Zarate. The Crab Gym is seeking approval for a special use permit to operation a fitness center in 4,000 square feet of tenant space at 45 West Mountain Road. That's the Riverwood Plaza. The retail center is Zone B2 Community Retail to increase the non-sales tax, to locate a non-sales tax business in a business zone district. It requires a special use permit. Planning Commission has reviewed and recommends approval. And again, this ordinance puts the Planning Commission report in ordinance form. Questions? Is anybody here from the Crab Gym? Yes, sir. Oh, come on down. Hey, a little advertising for you. I didn't really, you got to talk to Mike. Would you give us your last name?
Joswiak.
Okay. Tell us why, what's the crowd? What's the name from?
Krav is...
Get closer to Mike, please.
Here we go.
You can pull one toward you.
There we go.
The other one.
That one? This one. All right. There you go. So Krav is a self-defense system that was developed by the Israelis. And what the United States Krav Maga Association did was take that system and make it practical for an encounter or a self-defense system here in the United States that ultimately would work for anybody. It doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how strong you are, and we go off your body's natural reactions, so there's not a whole lot to learn. One of our claims to fame is we have the smallest number of solutions for the greatest number of problems. So it's also one of the fastest learned systems on the planet. So you can take somebody from never having worked out a day in their life to ultimately the ability to keep themselves or their family safer in 3 months or less. That's ultimately what Krav does.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I just, frankly, I was told it was basically a gym, but no, it's much more than that.
Yes, sir. We offer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We offer a fitness class, which is 30 minutes in and out. People don't want to spend hours in a gym all day.
That's true with these folks.
So 30 minutes, you can come in, you get the workout, and you can go on about your day. And we also offer the Krav classes. We are putting a kids program in place effective in January, and ultimately we'd like to build that within the community until we get to a point where we can actually set up an after-school program with schools in the village of Bolingbrook. But that's further down the line. Because it acts, the thing about Krav is that we have a kids system developed within ours that actually falls right in line with the anti-bullying campaigns. We're not promoting violence with kids. That's not our end state goal. Our goal is actually not violence. It's you get to safety as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Run.
Exactly. That's self-defense. We tell that actually in our, when you come in for an intro class, it's the first thing we tell you.
Well, yeah. You
running a
walk away from them if you can.
Exactly.
Or run away. So how'd you get into this business?
I actually helped develop the hand-to-hand combat system in the Army when I was in. I got out of the Army, I came back, and I was kind of looking for a martial art or a defense system, and I tried a bunch of different ones, and it wasn't everything I was looking for. And a buddy of mine actually called me, and he's like, I found this great Krav gym. He knows you need to come check it out. That was in Glen Ellen, and I walked in that door 6 years ago, and I never looked back. I am now one of the top 5 people in the United States Krav Maga Association. I'm one of 3 people that can certify an instructor, and I travel all over the country to certify gyms to put this exact system in their location. We also do law enforcement curriculums. We do special group seminars for things like realtors, or we do women's defense seminars. We do them with high schools for the girls that are getting ready to go to college. We don't minimize the target audience. We literally can build it for anybody.
Interesting. Is this your first gym?
It's the first gym that I've opened. The head of the United States Krav Maga Association is actually the one who approached me to open the gym. He's the one who sends me all over the country. So right now he goes, hey, we need to open the gym, and what we are actually looking to do is we're opening this as the national training center for the organization. So every other gym in the country that's looking for our material or our seminars will be coming here to Bolingbrook to receive that training or certification.
And you're going to make sure they stay at Bolingbrook hotels, right?
Absolutely, sir. Right off Remington, that's where we were looking.
So would you say you were only one of the 3 people to certify people? What is the certification? Is it like, like in other forms like black belts or whatever?
It's the only belt that we actually have is a black belt. We have a 5-level system, but you can only teach the certification for the instructor course that you've taken to that point. So someone who's teaching a level 4 instructor's course has had to go all the way through 1, 2, 3, and 4, specifically designed for the instructors. And what we do, we show them how to break everything down, what we're doing, why we teach it a certain way, and it's so that regardless of what USKMA facility you go to in the country, it's all broken down the same way. So you're not getting taught 5 different ways to deal with one type of a situation.
So you use teachers that actually have done what they're teaching?
Yes, sir.
Clever concept. Anything else you'd like to add about the hours or whatever?
We have a fitness set up during the lunchtime, which, like I said, it's a half hour. So for those people that wanted to try that, everything else is essentially set up in the evenings, because we do understand most people have jobs and everything else. We will expand the schedule as the need sees fit. But right now we're running classes. Well, we will be, pending the vote and inspections tomorrow. We will be running classes in the evenings, Monday through Thursday, and also on Saturdays. Fridays are reserved for seminars and instructor courses and things of that nature.
Anybody got a question?
So
Gonna join
basically,
the
all the other gyms in the area, you're not really competing against them because you got a very specific niche.
Yes,
And your
sir.
hours really aren't competing against them because many of them are open very early and very late.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Right.
So how'd you pick Bolingbrook?
I live in Bolingbrook.
Excellent.
I live straight down the road. I live a mile from here.
Great.
So,
Well, I don't see any opposition up here tonight, so you'll be getting inspected tomorrow and hopefully open by the weekend?
hopefully open Monday afternoon, sir.
You gonna join the chamber?
I would absolutely.
Gonna have a grand opening?
We're going to do a smaller opening, but we're looking to start pushing that advertising on the weekend, pending results of inspections tomorrow.
Well, I can see several memberships sitting up here.
That's fantastic. We have something for everybody.
And Ken, it might be worth a conversation with you.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, not for the gym,
Oh,
because they do police training.
yes, absolutely. I'd be extremely interested.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you
Good
very
luck.
much, sir.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarati.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Vasta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jester.
Yes.
Next ordinance is levying taxes for corporate purposes in the village of Bolingbrook for the current fiscal year commencing May 1, 2019, ending April 30th, 2020. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second?
Motion trustee Watts, second trustee Zarate. This ordinance approves the village's 2018 property tax levy. The proposed levy maintains the same tax rate as the 2018 levy. Total levy is $21,626,048. The property tax levy only covers public safety, pensions, and debt service. The proposed levy will not cover the actual costs of these two items. The village will use $1,590,282 of the existing fund balance or surplus to pay the full cost. This levy will be a 4.2% increase from 2018, which will allow the village to pick up taxes from new construction. The average home, $212,535 estimate, will pay the village $664.69 for the taxes this year. The levy increase is under 5%, so no truth in taxation public hearing is required. Our community, when I became mayor, was, I believe, a valuation of $600 million. Everything in town was worth $600 million. This year, the community is now worth over $7 billion. And, you know, I read about, for example, the county just adopted their taxes, no new taxes, and we're lowering the tax rate. It would be nice sometime in the county, when they talk about maintaining the tax rate or lowering taxes, they would acknowledge the development that goes on in communities like Shannon, Plainfield, New Lenox, and certainly Bolingbrook. We're adding to the tax base that allows the county to lower their tax rate. That's where the growth comes from. It's in the county. Obviously, they're helpful and they're judicious with their spending, but quite honestly, the villages are working very hard to increase the tax base of the county, which allows the county to talk about their lowering the rate. And they seem to fail to acknowledge the work being done by the 20-plus communities in Will County. It's kind of all about them. Questions?
I noticed you mentioned, you know, that this is going to help cover the pensions, and we're making up the difference with the surplus. Where does that put us overall with our police and fire pensions as far as the village goes?
We're about 53% funded in both.
In both. Will this help
And
us?
we're not using the state-required levy amount. We're actually, and we're not even using our actuarial. We're using the actuarial of the union, which is significantly higher in both the state and what our actual came up with. So we're funding the full pension as requested by the two unions. To the penny. We're doing what the unions ask us to do, fund it even higher. And of course, you read articles about the public pensions and the fact that villages over the years didn't fully fund the pensions, and that's why the pension is in such bad shape. That's partially true, there's no question. But those people also fail to point out that the General Assembly over the last 30 years has sweetened public pensions continuously, virtually in every session. They're in session. They've done little things to tweak pensions, making them more lucrative for pensioners. I don't fault that. But the General Assembly creates a pension system, and they improve it or sweeten it periodically with changes in the pension, and we have to fund it regardless. So it's very frustrating for Springfield when they keep adding to the pension benefits when 3% COLA every year compounded is virtually unsustainable. You cannot, in this day and age, have income at 3% to match a 3% compounded pension fund every year. And as a community that is maturing, in our 54th year, we're seeing more and more of our foreign employees retire, and we're seeing that pension obligation increase by 3% compounded. Revenues aren't going up 3%, folks, virtually anywhere. And that's why it's unsustainable. Now, the state just passed a pension bill which is going to consolidate police and fire pensions statewide, which will give this new investment strategy a chance to bid billions instead of billions, maybe in some cases. That's going to help, but it's not going to make a significant dent in the pension problem. The pension system literally has to be changed. And that same General Assembly put that pension benefit in the Illinois Constitution years ago. It says you cannot tamper with a pension. So at this point, it's 3% compounded every year. And I'd probably like to ask, does everybody here get a 3% compounded every year increase in salary? I don't see a lot of hands. So that's what we're up against.
So just for clarification on the 4.3% increase, that's based on income revenue on new construction, not
Based on
increase, not increased in the levy itself?
Well, the levy's being increased because we're anticipating money from new growth we've had. We've had a multiple number of buildings and new homes built. I mean, there's been probably 20 or 25 new homes averaging $350,000, $400,000 are going to be added to our base, and we have to keep that same rate in order to extract that money. Otherwise,
Well, that's what I meant. The tax rate's the same as 2018.
right.
The actual funds come from new construction, the
Right.
addition.
Any other questions? If you'd like a copy of our a summary sheet of that process, we have one here. So if anybody would like one, we'll be happy to get it to you or email it to you. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jessup.
Yes.
Our next ordinance amending Chapter 13 of the Municipal Code, decreasing Class B1 retail establishments that contain a licensed pharmacy from 2 to 1 Walgreens. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Basta, second trustee Zarate. The Walgreens, the corner of Whitewater Drive and Boughton Road is closed. This ordinance reduces the number of B1 liquor licenses from 2 to 1. It's very unfortunate they closed, but Walgreens is struggling nationally. And again, for those of you that follow the business section of the newspapers, if I picked up tomorrow's paper and saw a headline and you name any retail establishment filing bankruptcy, I wouldn't be surprised. There was an article in the paper a couple of days ago that even Nordstrom's is in debt problems. Retail America is changing dramatically. Retail centers are going to be closed. We have a lot of corner strip malls that were built back in the 70s. You all see the vacancies in there. There is nobody interested in filling those spots, or very few. They're being changed to dentist office, chiropractor's offices, the prop gym. Those kinds of things are moving in. They do not generate sales tax. So that's a major shift in the revenue source this village and other municipalities across the state of Illinois have been counting on over the last 40, 50 years. It's all going to shake itself out at some point, but you all know what Amazon's doing. People buying Amazon. Bed Bath Beyond is on the bubble. I'm hoping ours isn't closed, but they're closing, I believe, 30 stores in Chicagoland. And they close, and what happens in the van? What these stores are becoming are retail showrooms. People go into Bed Bath Beyond, they find a coffee table set they like, not coffee table, TV table set they like, or electric razor, or a powered or electric toothbrush. Then they go on Amazon, type in the code number, and match the prices, and frankly, Amazon sometimes is cheaper. They ordered, it's delivered to their house. So it's a showroom. You're starting to see that too in the automobile business. It's going to be going through the same change, buying cars online. Costco, who sells basically cars online, has become one of the biggest car dealers in the country. You wouldn't know it, but that's why they got a new car sitting out in front of their place. They sell a lot of cars that way. Because cars are pretty standard. You just punch in a list of features you want, hit the send button, and there you go. And they deliver it to a point, and you meet and pick them up. So it's a major problem, not just in Bolingbrook. I've driven in Chicago on Michigan Avenue, which used to have every retail store was filled on Michigan Avenue. Not so much anymore. And so we're going through this repurposing of developments. People ask about the closed bookstore on Weber Road. It's a huge square footage property that's 2 floors. There's no retailer that wants that. That's the reality. That's why it sits empty. So, anyway, questions on the liquor license? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jessup.
Yes.
That's the end of our formal business this evening. Questions to the public or audience?
Good evening, Jackie Trenier. Not really a question, just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Today I had the privilege of delivering turkeys to those less fortunate, some shut-ins over at Greenleaf, folks on lower incomes, and was accompanied by fellow Rotarians and the members of the Bolingbrook Police and Fire Department. It was really nice, and we have a lot to be thankful for. Unfortunately, this levy isn't one of those things, and nor is the garbage tax that we are now paying. And I do understand that pensions are expensive and that the state has a role in that process and continues to have a role in that, but our levies keep going up at least as much, if not more, than the amount of the increases that the retirees get. So I'm not sure where we need to squeeze those pennies, but it seems like we might be able to do a better job somewhere because it's expensive. It's expensive to the homeowners when they're looking at a 40% increase in the cost to live here in Bolingbrook on their village taxes. So I would implore you to continue to look when you're creating your budget and find ways to trim it so that we can continue to have the village that we have, or at least close to it with the residents, and that they don't start fleeing Bolingbrook as we hear many people are doing here in Illinois. Thank you.
Nice segue from giving out turkeys to 40% increase in our taxes. Folks, I don't know where she came up with that number. I'm sure she can't even provide us how she did, but that's just not true. So, in garbage tax, there is no garbage tax. I know it sounds good. It's a great political message to throw out there, Jackie, but there is no garbage tax. The garbage bill used to be on property taxes. In an effort to lower our levy, we took garbage off the levy. For 1 year, we didn't even collect for garbage. We ate it, quote unquote, out of our surplus. This past year, we did, by unanimous vote of this board, went to a direct billing on garbage, which is equitable across the board. So when you have it on the levy, if you have a $500,000 homes, you're paying 5 times for garbage than a person that lives in a $100,000 home. By going to a month to pick up levy, and we have one of the Cadillac garbage programs, quite honestly. It includes yard waste, recycling, large appliances, electronics, and of course refuse collection. So please quit using the garbage tax. It's not absolutely not correct, but I know it's a cheap shot, and shots made. Thank you. It's my birthday present. Questions? Anybody else in the audience like to bring up something that's factual? Trustee Zarate.
Thank you, Mayor. Village Hall will be closed Thursday, November 28th and Friday, November 29th for Thanksgiving. We wish Bolingbrook residents a happy and safe holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. I also would like to wish Mayor Claire a happy birthday, and to Jimmy. To Jimmy, I just have to say it was a pleasure to work beside you. A lot of people don't realize all the work that was involved in everything he did for this village. He stood by us. Anytime you had a question, his door was always open, and I admire that. And I just want to say we're going to miss you. I know you'll be around, but we will miss you. You are a great human being, and take care of yourself, and we love you, and thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to all the families out there, and enjoy your turkey. Thank you.
Well, one thing I want to mention, we met today with Pulte Homes. They're building Liberty Green on Essington Road. That project came to town to build 153 homes for seniors. It's restricted age housing. They are absolutely thrilled with building in Bolingbrook. In 1 year, they've sold less than 1 year actually, they've sold 53 homes, averaging over $400,000 each. So people are coming to Bolingbrook, and frankly, I'm told that a significant number of the people buying those homes now live in Naperville. But they're coming here to be next to the beautiful Bolingbrook Golf Club in an age-restricted property that's gorgeous. And again, some of the homes have paid a $100,000 premium to have a lot on the golf course. So it's a very successful project. In fact, Pulte's trying to buy more homes. So people are flocking to Bolingbrook. Trustee Lawler.
Mayor, happy birthday. And I know you've got a great birthday present with the young lady sitting in the front row.
I do, but the movie's not apparently over yet.
No. She'll pay attention to you as soon as the movie's over. And I want to congratulate you on starting your 34th year. When my family and I moved here in 1986, in March of 1986, we had to find our own home. We couldn't get a realtor. We rented in Woodridge for a year. I tell this story over and over again. We couldn't find a realtor who would show us Bolingbrook. They said, stay away from it. And my family has thrived, and you look at the difference between 1986 and today, as you alluded to, with the increase in the assessed value of the village and all of the accomplishments of businesses moving in and residents moving in, population growth, and the great community that we have. And I want to thank you for all of your efforts.
Thank you, Mike.
Jim, thank you for translating some very complex ideas and thoughts and giving us advice over the years. We all come from different aspects of life and different experiences, and when you're elected, there's a lot to learn, and you have been a good translator of the very complex. We've got great staff and great department heads, but you have helped us understand some very difficult things over the years, and a lot has been accomplished with your guidance. More importantly, you're a good friend, and I know you're not slipping away totally, but I do appreciate everything that and all the moments that we've had together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to talk about your announcements?
We do have, if you haven't thawed out your turkey yet and started cooking, Bolingbrook Golf Club this Thursday does have reservations available. They're pretty booked, according to what I heard today, but 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can call, and reservations are required. It's not walk-in. It's in the ballroom, 630-771-9400. And secondly, we've got a number of great community organizations in town, and the Bolingbrook Community Chorus is doing their annual winter concert, Ringing in the Holidays. And that will be Sunday, December 1st at 1:30 p.m. at the Community Center. And it's sounding even better now with some recent improvements, but the Community Chorus does a few concerts throughout the year, and we appreciate them stepping up and providing a great cultural experience. So Sunday, December 1st, 1:30 p.m., the Community Center, which is on Canterbury Drive. Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Thank you. Jim, you could dress up all you want, but we have you on speed dial, and we know where you live. So don't think you're going to escape, and hopefully we'll see
Your
you.
call will always be accepted.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And Roger, happy birthday. 34 years of running the village of Bolingbrook. The people that have maintained their living quarters in Bolingbrook, as well as all the ones that are moving in, are because of you and because of what you've built.
Anyway, I've had a lot of help from a lot of department heads.
Yes, but under your leadership, and when he wants to do something, God help us all, it's going to get done.
I
So
think I heard
thank you.
that same comment from the Public Works Department after these decorations got.
I was going to say, that's my next.
If she wants it done this way.
So, yes, and thank you to Public Works, Lucas, Ken, and all the gentlemen who had to deal with me for 3 days outside in the wind and the rain. Forestry, electrical, and definitely the gentleman that did all the manual labor. So thank you, thank you. Santa, Ashbury's of Fountain Ridge, Brunch with Santa. Enjoy a full brunch buffet, live holiday music, and a visit from Santa, Sunday, December the 8th. Seatings are at 10 a.m. and at noon. Reservations are required. Call 630-783-6604. Another breakfast with Santa on Saturday, December at 10 a.m. Again, reservations are required at Ashbury Fountain Ridge. Adults $15.95 and kids 12 and under $9.95. Children 2 and under are free. Guess what? Another breakfast with Santa. December the 21st, 8:30 a.m. at the Reagan Ballroom, Bolingbrook Golf Club. Reservations are required. 630-771-9400. Santa will be there with a craft for the kids. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. That's it for me.
Good evening, everyone. 34 years and 22 years. Those are some big numbers. And what it represents is continuity. And this community has been able to progress in the manner that it has because of that continuity, be it between those two gentlemen, the Board of Trustees for many years, and I'm honored to now sit on this board, and we're going to work very hard to continue the great tradition and trajectory of success within this community. So Roger, happy birthday to you. Congratulations on 34 years. Jim, class act, both of you gentlemen, we want to thank you for all your years of service as well. You guys have made a great team. You complement each other. You balance each other out. And it's worked out very well for this community. So, Jim, you won't be far, as Mary mentioned. We know the number, and we know you will always accept that call, and that gives us a little peace of mind and comfort. We have the rain coming down out there.
Call, not your call.
Jim is mine as well, I'm sure. So with that, I have a couple of quick announcements.
Excuse me, real quick. I got a weather forecast from both ComEd and you've seen it on TV. They're looking at perhaps tornado winds tomorrow, starting about 9 a.m. 60, 70 mile an hour winds potentially. So please be careful. It's going to be a very tricky day weather-wise. And of course, the temperature is going to drop all day down into the 30s or 20s. So just be wary of those winds. They're going to be, I've seen those winds, but that's kind of unusual this time of the year.
Get Public Works ready for my Christmas.
They may have to put it all back together. But a couple of quick announcements. Community Mobile Pantry, the West Suburban Community Pantry in partnership with the Northern Illinois Food Bank is hosting their monthly food giveaway at the Bolingbrook location. That's the New Hope Baptist Church, located at 509 East Briarcliff Road in Bolingbrook. That's Monday, December 2nd. From 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. And actually, we were at New Hope Baptist Church before the board meeting this evening. That's where the Bolingbrook Christian clergy hosted the annual community Thanksgiving service. And good crowd and a great service, and we were glad to be able to spend some time there before heading here for board meeting. And then finally, we have the independent snowplow drivers are wanted by the Village of Bolingbrook. It pays $95 an hour. There are some requirements. The plow must be your personal truck, must be available 24/7, 500K general liability insurance, and there are a host of requirements. You can call 630-226-8800 or email publicworks@bolingbrook.com for more information. Thank you.
Mayor Claire, happy birthday. Jim Bowen, I've only sat on this board for just under 200 days. I
count the days?
I do. I have a little calendar.
That'll
at home.
stop.
That'll stop eventually. But I've been following Jim for a little bit longer than that. Not the full 22 years, because I think I was in grade school at that time. But Jim's composure, his professionalism is always spot on. And he is such an incredible resource. And this is, even though he's sticking around a little bit, a big loss. So Jim, thank you for everything you've done for the village. It means a lot. With that, some announcements. Coffee with the Chiefs. That is going to be December 3rd. It's always the first Tuesday of the month. 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning. 1 hour this month is going to be at Charlie's at Clow International Airport. So again, December 3rd, 8 a.m., Coffee with the Chiefs. You can meet with police and fire department leadership. December 5th through the 21st is the official Operation Christmas dates. Operation Christmas has several drop-off locations throughout the village. Retail establishments and actually governmental entities have boxes set up. So if you see an Operation Christmas box, please feel free to donate personal items, toys, sports equipment, electronics, clothing, gloves, hats, etc. My recommendation is check out Operation Christmas on Facebook. They have a host of locations listed at who's accepting materials as well as what is most in need. If you are in need of services from Operation Christmas, please visit their Facebook page. They have a great new online tool where you can actually this Christmas season. So again, Operation Christmas Bolingbrook, you can find them on Facebook for the most up-to-date information. And one of the leader of Operation Christmas is celebrating a very big day. Lee Bush Jr. and Jackie have welcomed in Thomas James Bush. That was today, 1:58 p.m., 20 inches, 8.5 pounds. I hope they don't mind that I just shared that. But congratulations, Lee Bush Jr. and family.
It might be out there.
I know, it might be. One last thing. In between Black Friday and Cyber Monday is something called Small Business Saturday. It's this Saturday. I highly encourage you, as you're out around town, hopefully spending money, please don't forget your small businesses. They are out there working incredibly hard. They are the backbone of our local economies. So please, as you get a chance, stop in those small businesses, the yoga shops, the barber shops, the florists that are locally owned, and make sure you buy some holiday gifts from them as well. So that's Saturday, November 30th, this Saturday, Small Business Saturday. Shop small, shop local, and that's all that I have.
Well, I serve on a number of different boards, several boards, and I'm always the oldest person, so it's always good to see one person that's older than me, finally. I guess
Talking about me?
I'm talking about you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I guess it's the Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump age group.
Move right over that.
But happy birthday, Roger.
Thank you.
And Jim, congratulations on 22 years. I came on the board two plus years ago, and Jim has always been very kind, has always had his door open. I've had a dozen questions, and anytime I walk in, no matter what he's doing, I ask Jim, do you have a minute? He gave me the time of day. And so I appreciate that, and I appreciate the way you welcomed me to this board. So best of luck to you in the future. Roger mentioned the winds, and Trustee Boston mentioned the decorations. I have mine up as well. If you have any of those blow-up animals or blow-up toys, I would deflate them quickly, because you don't want those up when the wind's going tomorrow. My one announcement is I'm on the Chamber Board of Directors, and a week from this Thursday, Thanksgiving, December 5th, at Ashbury's from 5 to 8, excuse me, we're doing a charity challenge. This is our second one. The first one was done at Bob Zalewski's Tailgaters last year, was very successful. There's the bartenders from Ashbury's, the golf club, Rock Bottom, and McWorthy Sports Bar will be making a signature cocktail. And the way you vote is you buy that cocktail. And if you buy that cocktail, the charity that they're representing will get the dollars for that. It's all donated. There's a $30 fee to come to the event. It's going to be appetizers and all that as part of that. But it's a great way to raise money for charity during the holidays. I do not know who the charities are. Each bartender gets to choose their own charity within the village of Bolingbrook. But it's December 5th from 5 to 8. And everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Want to acknowledge, I know they came out to see Jimmy, but we have former trustee Joe Morelli sitting back there. We have former trustee Sandy Swinkunas somewhere.
She's in the hall.
And we have former trustee Margaret J. Peggy Danoff, currently president of the County Library Board, came out today to honor Jim. Am I missing anyone? And I didn't introduce my wife Pat, who's sitting there. Samantha Joy, the three women in my life. It's hard to get a word in edgewise. They're all very aggressive, strong women. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we have no further business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion trustee Bassa,
Second.
trustee Zarate. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We stand adjourned.